Hey, what's up you guys, it is Forge here and welcome to another mod review on this channel. Today we are going to be doing thermal expansion, and obviously as you guys know this is a pretty big mod, so it's going to be spread over multiple parts like the applied energistics one. So yeah, as always, I hope you guys find this useful, I hope you do enjoy it, and yeah, let's get into the video. Okay guys, we're starting off over here with all the ores and metals that are added from this mod. So we have copper, tin, silver, lead, aluminum, nickel, platinum, iridium, and mana infused ore. These are more common, these two are slightly less, well these three are common, the tin, copper and aluminum, and then the silver, lead and nickel are less common, and then these three are very uncommon ores, although these two don't have much use anyway. So yeah, and you can smelt these guys down and you can get the ingot forms, and also you can craft them into the blocks in the normal block crafting recipe. Okay guys, so now let's get into the basics of starting off in this mod, and something you're going to want to get is the ability to move power around, because obviously this is a power mod, so like it has RF, which is the energy type stuff in this mod. You know, good English, good explanation there. Yeah, so we got the leadstone flux duct. These can move 1000 RF per tick. And obviously these are crafted with 6 redstone like so, 1 glass in the middle and 2 lead on the outside, and you get 6 of these guys, and you're probably only going to need 6 of these ever, because you can upgrade pretty quickly. But yeah, and then you're going to need to know how to craft gears. Now gears are pretty much made of every metal from this game, this mod, and also iron and gold and diamonds and all that other stuff, and they're all made exactly the same like so in a gear shape like this. And they make a gear of that type. I've just used the copper gear here, but I'm not going to bother going over every gear type in every different recipe. Maybe between different videos I will, but not for this video at least, because there's not much point. So if you need to craft a gear, just put the corresponding material in a shape like this, and you will make a gear. But that's how you make a copper gear anyway. So the next thing I'm going to need is a redstone transmission coil, and you're going to need a few of these probably down the road. So these take silver and 2 redstone like so, and you get 1 of them. Then we're going to want our first power generation thing, and this is the steam dynamo. It generates energy with fuel and a water source. So you're going to craft this with the redstone transmission coil on top, a copper gear here, 2 iron beside it, 1 redstone at the bottom, and 2 copper like so, and we're going to have 1 of those guys. Next we're going to make a device frame, and this is made with a copper gear in the center, 4 glass like so to make a plus shape, and then tin surrounding it like so. And this is going to be used in other crafting recipes down the line as well as this redstone servo, which is made with an iron here and 2 redstone on top and below it. So yeah, then you get a redstone servo. Next you're going to want to get an aqueous accumulator, and this thing basically collects water. It can connect it from nothing. I'll explain more when we get to placing it though. So yeah, we got the device frame here, a redstone servo here, 2 iron gears. As I said, the gears are all made the same, 2 glass like so, and a bucket there, and you're going to need 1 of these guys as well. Now we're going to need the redstone reception coil. This is made with a gold ingot and 2 redstone like so, so it's like the transmission coil but with gold. And then we're going to need a machine frame, and this is basically how you get your double ore processing stuff going. So yeah, it's the basics of thermal expansion. I probably should have stated that a bit earlier. But yeah, we're going to need a tin gear in the center, and then glass in a plus shape, and then instead of the tin for the device frame for a machine frame, you're going to need 4 iron ingots like so, and you get yourself a machine frame. So then we're going to take the machine frame and 2 copper gears, the transmission coil here, 2 flint and a piston, and we're going to make a pulverizer. This thing essentially crushes ores into double them, into pulverized stuff, and I'll talk a bit more about that obviously when we get into it. So then we've got the redstone furnace. This basically acts as a furnace, and this is made with a machine frame, a redstone reception coil, 2 copper gears, 2 bricks, the blocks, and a piece of redstone like so, and you get 1 of those. Now you're also going to want a Crescent Hammer. This basically allows you to rotate and dismantle blocks. It's kind of like a wrench more than a hammer, and this is made in a Y shape with 2 iron on the top, a tin ingot there, and an iron ingot there. And that's about all we're going to need for right now. So to start this off and generating energy, you're going to need an infinite water source. You don't actually need an infinite water source. This thing will collect water just from the air, but as you can see, it is super slow. Whereas if I place it in here, then it starts collecting water pretty much instantly, as you can see, as well as this one hasn't. But yeah, you can also change the configuration here, so you can have it auto output or not auto output, depending on whether you wanted to, and we'll get more into that in future videos. But yeah, you can change where the outputs of this thing are. So if it's orange, that means that they're outputting on this side. So we're probably just going to leave that on an output from all the top. And also if you shift left click the middle, it will completely clear everything. We also have the redstone configuration control, so when it's disabled or ignored, it means that this thing will run no matter what the redstone signal. Low, it means that a low signal is required, so no signal for it to run, and a high means it'll only work when there is a high signal. And also there's information telling you a bit about it. So then here we're going to want to place our Steam Dynamo on top, and it will place in a pretty random selection, and that's why we have the Crescent Hammer, so we can rotate it to where we need it to be. And I'm going to have it facing that way for now. And then we're going to place these 2 leadstone flux ducts here, and these are basically going to carry the energy this thing produces. And to get this thing to produce energy, you're going to need some form of fuel, so coal, charcoal, wood, anything like that, and it will start producing RF. And it can produce up to 40,000 RF. Different fuels produce different amounts of RF, so this produces 240k RF per block. Also, I feel I should mention, you can manually fill this thing up with water just by right-clicking it with a water bucket, if you don't want to make the Aqueous Accumulator, but I would recommend doing it. It's just a lot easier. So now we have the Pulverizer and the Redstone Furnace. As you can see, they say basic. They can be upgraded, but we'll get into that in future videos as well. So the first thing we have is the Pulverizer, and obviously this has how much power it is using, the maximum power it can use per tick, so it can use 20 RF per tick, and the energy stored within it. It also has an information thing, so yeah, you can read that for yourself. It has the augmentation, which you can't access until you upgrade. Obviously, you've got the redstone again. That is the same in every machine pretty much. If it's different, I will tell you guys. And then we got the configuration. So this time we can turn on or off auto input and output, because this has an input as well. So if you have this on, it means if you place a chest above, then it will just pull in from that chest. Whereas if you don't have it on, it means you'll have to use a hopper or some sort of item duct from the mod. So I tend to leave that on by default. Same with auto output, that works basically the same. So you'd have to have a hopper to pull it out or some sort of item duct, as opposed to if I place this redstone furnace next to it and had it on the input, then it would output its stuff automatically, which is what we want here really. So then I'm just going to clear this because it's easier, and I'll talk you through the colors. So obviously blue is to input, so we'd have that on the top. This is how I like to set it up. And then we have the red, which just means it's outputting this slot here, because the Pulverizer has a secondary output slot, which we'll talk about in a bit more in a second. And then we have the secondary output slot, which is the yellow. And then we have orange, which is both. And then we have that, which is just nothing basically. And then we have this one, which is input and output from this side. So yeah, that can be useful if you want to automate like a system in a compact way, but I tend to leave this on the orange. And then same with the redstone furnace, except it only has orange, blue, and orange blue. So we'd leave this on blue on this side, so that's an input, so the output's going into the input. And yeah, we'd have auto input enabled. This is the same in here. It has the same amount of stuff here, so what the energy usage, etc., how much is stored in it. It has the smelting information, the redstone, etc., and then we can have an output out the top, and if it's on auto output, then it can output directly into a chest. Something you might find useful for this is this thing called a Strongbox. These basically are chests that are from thermal expansion basically, and you can actually pick these up and they keep the items within them. Basically it's crafted with a chest and 4 tin ingots like so, and they do not stack past one. If I place this guy down and then put the Pulverizer in it, as you can see there isn't as much storage in it, but they can be placed directly next to each other. That's why they're useful for this. So if I shift right click, you'll see it's kept its inventory with the Pulverizer in it. So that's pretty cool, and also they can be placed next to each other, so we can stick all of our ores in here. And basically what will happen here now is this will pull in from here and start pulling stuff in, start processing the iron ore into pulverized iron, this stuff here, which I will talk a bit more about in a second, and then go into here and go into here and be smelted, and you basically double your ores. And also, if you want to pick up a machine, you can just break it with a pickaxe or any of these machines or these pipes here or anything, or you can shift and right click with the Crescent Hammer. That's also another use this thing has. So there are a few other ores you can find, or things you can find in this mod, I guess, and that is the oil sand, the oil shale, and the oil sand. Yeah, that's just red sandstone. And if you break these without silk touch, then you will just get an oil spill type thing and it'll disappear straight after, basically. And if you break these with silk touch, you'll just get these. With the destabilized redstone ore, you can silk touch it, or you can break it normally and it'll drop these destabilized clathrate. I can't even say that. I'm not going to try. And it will have a destabilized redstone spillage, which we'll get more into it in a later video, what destabilized redstone is. But yeah, that'll disappear as well. Same with these guys. So we've got the energized netherrack. This is basically glowstone, so these will do the same thing and drop these clathrates here. And the resonant endstone will drop these clathrates here. So then, using the pulverizer, we can pulverize each ore in the game into their dusts, or their pulverized versions, I guess. Plus they have a byproduct, so copper has gold, tin has iron, silver has lead, lead has silver, aluminum has iron, I mixed those up, sorry, nickel has platinum, platinum has iridium, iridium has platinum, mana infused has gold, gold has cinnabar, which is fairly useful. You can use it in an induction smelter, which we'll get into later, but I think I'll mention this now, to triple your ore output, although it's not too easy to get, that's the only thing. But yeah, you can triple your ore output, I just wanted to mention that here. Plus also, iron has pulverized nickel, plus these guys can all be pulverized to give, the oils can give this stuff called bitumen, which we will use later on, plus the oil sand and the two oil sands will give you tar as a byproduct. These are percentage chances, by the way, so if I go into here and go into here, it's a 10% chance for all of these, and these guys are I can't quite remember, they're a 50% chance, and this is a 50% chance as well, I believe. So yeah, this will give you flint, the oil shale, the gravel one. The destabilized redstone will give you 3 of the destabilized clathrates plus a cinnabar byproduct. The energized netherrack will give you energized clathrate plus sulfur, which is kind of useful later on, so you might want to keep that stuff around. We got the resonant endstone, which just gives you the resonant clathrate, and this is all done in the pulverizer, so that's what you get given from that. So as you can see now, this has taken all the iron in, it's smelting it through, and it's creating nickel ingots and iron ingots, so yeah, that's basically how this thing works. A few other useful things from this mod is the portable tank. This basically stores fluid in it, so you can store water in it up to 20 buckets, so 1000 mil a bucket is 1 bucket basically, and this is crafted with a copper ingot, a redstone servo, and 3 glass like so. And basically this is a portable tank, as it says, so you can put water into it like so, fill it up as much as you like, and then you can shift right click with a wrench or just break it with a pickaxe, it doesn't matter, and it will store the water you placed in it. And yeah, that's basically all this thing does. Actually, no, that's a lie. So basically, there's this little blue thing at the bottom. This means it's inputting from the bottom. If you right click with the crescent wrench, not shift right click, it will turn it orange, and that means it's outputting out the bottom. Just thought I'd mention that. Then we have the cache. This basically can hold a large amount of items, so this can hold a 20,000 of a one item though, as opposed to a lot. So it's basically like a barrel type thing. So you can stick a lot of andesite in here, and you can stick as much as you like basically, and fill it on up to 20,000, and these can be upgraded once again, as I said before. Also, they can be broke with the Crescent Hammer, which is how I'm going to have to do it. Plus, they hold the items when you break them. Also, most things in Thermal Expansion do that, but these are crafted with a chest, a redstone servo, and 3 tin like so. And also, there is this thing called red print, and this is crafted with 2 paper and redstone like this. I'm pretty sure this is a shapeless recipe, but yeah, basically you can use it on a block to copy settings. So if I right click, I have now copied the settings of this redstone furnace. So as you can see, this furnace is set up like so. So if I change that to high and had these all in different things, if I right click now, I have now changed it so it's exactly the same as this furnace. So this basically just saves you having to change each individual setting in each furnace, so you can do it quicker. And one final thing, this mod adds 3 different new mods, and they're all kind of like blazes, and you're also going to need to find them for lots of things coming up. We have the Spawn Blizz, Spawn Blitz, and Spawn Basols, and basically these are a snowy blaze which shoot at you like a blaze would, but give you slowness 3. There's the Blitz, which shoots at you and gives you blindness 3, and there's the Basols, which gives you weakness 3 when it shoots at you. And this guy drops a Blizz Rod, plus it can also drop snowballs. This guy drops the Blitz Rod, and this guy drops the Basil's Rod, which will be useful later on. Plus they make really cool sounds. But yeah, I think that's about all we have to cover for today. Obviously there will be more parts, and I think it's about 8 or 9 parts this will be in total. But yeah, as always, if you guys did enjoy it, please be sure to leave a like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. And yeah, I hope you did find this useful, and yeah, I guess I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.